It's the holiday season, the time of giving, and I actually very much enjoy giving back. In fact, in previous years, I've done a couple charity streams and did some fundraising for Toys for Tots and things like that, but the past couple years specifically, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do much. This year, we're doing something really special. A few of us from our Discord community server over at EposVox.com/Discord have put together a collection of parts to build a new PC for one of our community members in the server. His name is Derek, or he also goes by VG Turtle. He is very much into video game preservation and retro games and emulator development and testing and things like that, and does some really cool stuff. The problem is, his computer is ancient. It is in a really bad place right now. He's got a Pentium G2030 at 3 gigahertz. However, it throttles down to 1 gigahertz and he has to use a program called Throttle Stop to keep his computer functional. His power supply is operating outside of his computer. One of the people contributing here actually just helped him get set up with a new PSU, but it's just kind of on top of his case. He's got 16 gigs of RAM though and a GTX 750 Ti. However, everything else, it runs slow, and that's been his number one complaint all year, has just been how bad his computer is. So we've got quite a bit of an upgrade for him here. It's not top of the line to anything fancy, but from what he's coming from, it should revolutionize what he can do with his computer stuff. In this weird little box, we have an Intel Core i5-6600K, so we're working with 6th gen, and that's going on a ASRock Z170 Extreme 6 motherboard. We've got a Blu-ray drive, a 2 terabyte WD Red drive just to expand his storage because he does a lot of preservation stuff. He needs more storage. We've got some Chromax Noctua fans instead of the poop-colored ones, and then an RGB strip. I've not even seen the Chromax fans in real life, so this will be a first for me. I use a lot of normal Noctua fans, but not these. We've got a DVD drive bay, card reader, and USB expander, a PNY 120 gig solid state drive for boot storage, and a Power Color Red Devil AMD RX 580, so quite a significant graphics card upgrade as well. And all of that is going in a Corsair Carbide 100R case, which should be pretty nice. We've got some cool stickers for it. I think the build will turn out pretty nice for him. I am pretty stoked. Oh yeah, and then we also have a Logitech G430 gaming headset for him, which I actually reviewed a couple years ago. It's pretty good. Oh, the best part is, if I didn't mention it, he doesn't know this is happening whatsoever. We've done our best to keep this a complete secret. We've been using our own secret group chat, so this should hopefully be a really nice surprise for him. And he has no idea. He's recently got new internet, which is great for him, but he's still been struggling on the computer side of things, and by getting this, we've kind of tried to derail him from getting a computer. He should hopefully be able to invest in storage and other things that he needs as his funds become available. This might be the most overpackaged motherboard I've ever used. It's got foam padding zip-tied all around the edges. I've never seen that before. Interesting. So, of course, I built the PC on a test bench first to make sure all of the components were functional and working, and I did have a little bit of a scare with the RAM not being accepted, but a couple CMOS clears and reboots and we were fine. Then I ran into some issues getting a fan on the front panel, as it has slots for 2 140 or 120 millimeter fans. We've got those 120 Chromax fans, and the holes are not only were the holes not big enough for the fan screws, but the actual holes themselves were blocked off by support brackets, either for the optical, the 5 1/4 inch bays, and or the hard drive bays. And so I wound up only going with a single 120 in the front. I had to use my drill to force the fan screws through the hole. The size was mostly big enough, but the screw just couldn't get latched in and actually screw in by hand. So I had to use my drill to force them through the hole and then tighten it back up into the fan, and it seems to be holding up fine and steady and safe. Used the little Chromax bits, so you saw the green on the inside. And then one of the Chromax fans went in the top and one went on the front of the radiator, and then put one on the back of the radiator for push-pull. The only issue is, and I wanted to note, you may notice the cable management for the power supply specifically is not so hot. I did my best to tidy up all the other cables and do a fairly nice job with cable management on the whole, but with the power supply, it was decided by the group that we were going to let him use the power supply that he just got from one of our group members that's currently only installed outside of his rig, in the new rig, which meant I could not cable manage any of the power supply cables because I was taking my power supply back out before I shipped it. Otherwise, the install went fairly well. No major complaints. The case is a little bit of a tight fit, but everything got set up. He now has front panel USB. He has a front panel card reader, a Blu-ray drive, 32 gigs of 3000 megahertz RAM, extra kit I had lying around. That was ridiculous. Once we got it all set up and tested, I went ahead and ran Cinebench and got the aesthetics set up there. Someone contributed the large sticker on the window. And then Derek himself is actually very much into original PlayStation stuff as well as Super Nintendo. But unfortunately, I couldn't find any Super Nintendo themed decal or sticker sets that weren't just Mario. There was Amazon and eBay both were flooded with Super Nintendo Switch related stuff, but no just normal decal sets. But he can add some of his own stickers later. Got the RGB strip set up. It is controlled via a remote. That is fine. Get you some nice backlighting there. Most of these stickers would be easily removable if he doesn't like where I put them, but just wanted to add a little bit of aesthetic goodness. Got Windows 10 set up with a Windows 10 Home license for him, and everything seems to be running smoothly on it. I did want to also mention that someone also, I believe it was Diamond Rice, also threw in a Raspberry Pi Zero for him that's included in this bundle, as he expressed interest in RetroArch and some emulator stuff on a Raspberry Pi. So that was included and just kind of thrown in the box with everything else. But yeah, the build turned out pretty good. I was pretty excited with it and stoked with how it turned out. Significant performance upgrade on all fronts over what he would have had before. RX 580 graphics card means graphically he'll be fine for a very long time for what he's doing. And so I went ahead and took it up to UPS, got that bad boy shipped out, and I did go ahead and ask him to film his reaction to at least the main box and told him which order to open in, because obviously the second one would spoil, I packed the headset, the graphics card, and then all the accessories and the motherboard box in one box, and then the case and computer shipped in its own box. And so I asked him to open the big one first and film his reaction, so let's see what he had to say.
It's a little weighty. Open the big one first. Oh. Oh, you gotta pause it again. Look. Okay. Finally. Okay. Oh, this looks awesome. Actually, if you want to show off the little thing, there's a lovely dick butt on the side. Oh, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Oh, holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, there's a board inside. There's RAM and CPU and everything. There's all kinds of stuff in here. I didn't know there was a system inside. Oh, that's so cool. And you can tell they listened because there's like 6 USB on the back that are all 3.0. Oh, that's so awesome. I can't wait to use this. This is so cool. Alright, hold on a second. There's like a bunch of stuff. Look at that. That looks pretty lit. Just to get a closer look. That looks beast. I'm liking this aesthetic right now. I don't even know what to say. Look how cool this is. I mean, is there some lit RGB in this thing? Well, it's gonna be pretty freaking cool. Yeah, wow. Well, thanks, guys. That was quite a lot. I thought I was just getting a case and maybe one other thing. I ended up getting basically a whole system. So it's really nice of you guys. I really appreciate it. Everybody at the Discord server, thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
And then I also went ahead and requested that the people who were in the group, not everyone did, but those who wanted to in our group submit little video responses to him. And so enjoy those. Otherwise, have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas to Derek, and have a good rest of your 2018, everybody.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, Derek. Hope you enjoyed the card reader and the Raspberry Pi Zero.
I'm tired of people making me mad about this subject. Linux is not usable for professional video editing, for day-to-day video editing, for high-level...
What an idiot. Oh, hey. I wonder what he wants.
They have much to say, but I want to make it known that the dick butt was 100% me.
As part of the Get Derek a PC initiative, I ordered these LED RGB strips that are magnetic. Pretty dope. So instead of having to stick something in your case, you can just use magnets. I love it. I also ordered some of these Noctua Chromax fans. So unlike their normal ones, which are poop colored, these are black and they come with these nice rubber anti-vibration grommets, pads, whatever. And they're really nice fans, and they're not ugly, so I figured this would be nice. I was gonna ship this stuff to Adam to send it, put it in the PC and send it to Derek, whatever. But I'm kind of feeling lazy today, so instead of doing that, I'm gonna keep these. You have to excuse my desk. I'm in the middle of reorganizing everything for a standing desk situation. But so instead of shipping these to Adam and then blah blah blah, I just ordered more of them, and I'm just sending them to Adam directly. So Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.